Hello, everybody. It's Friday, and it's Faith Talk Friday. Let's get started. So last week, I talked to you about getting away and hearing from God. And I had a list of questions and things that I wanted to talk to God about. Like, what are the next steps? What's the next direction in my life? What do you want me to be doing with my ministry? And just some new steps and next steps. And before he got to those questions, and he did get to those questions, and he did answer them for me. But before he got there, he started dealing with me about some things in my life, some things he wanted me to clean up, to purge, to get rid of, and in my conduct, in my attitude, in my words. And so I wrote down like 5 things that the Lord shared with me that I needed to start cleaning up and correcting in my life. And those 5 things are for me to know and you never to know. But he had me write those down and start dealing with that and start, and looking at that and observing, okay, you need to correct your attitude. You got a stank attitude in this area, and I want you to clean it up. And your attitude or your conduct or maybe the way you speak is just not real nice right here, and I want you to clean that up. So as I started thinking about those things and writing those things down that he said, I want you to purge and clean and get rid of in your life. In fact, James 4 tells us, it says to purify. That's in the Message translation. It says purify your inner life. Purify your inner life. I've gotten free from shame. I've gotten free from my past and looking back at my past. I've gotten free from comparing myself to other people. I am free to be me. I'm happy to be me. I'm free from that. But I'm at a place in my life at 54 years old that I don't want anything that hinders me or stops me from being all that God's called me to be, and also receiving all the blessings and all the favor that he has stored up for me. So maybe you're in that place right now too. It's not sin. I don't have sin in my life, but there's just some things that the Lord was saying, I want you to readjust some things. I want you to purge some things out of your life. I want you to clean that up a little bit. So again, before he got to answer my questions, he said, hey, Jerry, I want you to take a look at a few of these things. So I started thinking about that, and I started thinking about attitude adjustment and the way I speak and my actions and those kind of things. But then he started dealing about just some other things. And one of them was these. And another one was this. I had gotten to the place where I had to have a purple monster every day. Now, if you followed me for years, I used to have one every day, and I got rid of it for a while. Then I started back on the purple ones. Now, there's 0 sugar and there's 0 calories. And it's not sin, but it was something I had to have every single day. So he just started talking to me about these things. My nerd clusters. Have you had these things? They're amazing. But I got addicted to them. And my kids can tell you, they started laughing at me. They're like, Mom, you're addicted. Because every store we would go in, I would be looking for these things. And they're so good. And Madison, my daughter, even took a video of me during Southwest Believers Convention eating these on the front row while Keith Moore's preaching. Because I had my little bag, my little stash in my purse, and I'm eating on them. Now, this isn't sin. This isn't bad. But anything I was thinking about and I had to have that had become like forefront in my mind, maybe for you, is you got to have your coffee. Maybe you've said it every day, I got to have my coffee or I can't function. And I'm sorry, I'm stepping on some toes right now. It's not a sin to have coffee, and I'm not telling you to get rid of coffee. In fact, I don't even know if I'm going to be rid of these for the rest of my life, but it's right now I've purged them from my life. Just to tell the Lord, you know what? You're more important to me than a purple monster, and you're more important to me than nerd clusters. So it might be for you that you've said, I can't get out, I can't function without my coffee. Or you may have said, I have to have a glass of wine at night to unwind. I just have to have this. Or maybe let's go a little deeper. Maybe there's an addiction there. Maybe there's something that you have to do all the time. And you think about it and you dwell on it. And you seem to think, I can't function without doing this. I wrote down in my notes, and the Lord put this on my heart, and I wouldn't say it unless he had told me to say it. But maybe somebody watching right now has a porn addiction, and you feel terrible after you've watched that, but you've become addicted to it. It's something you think about. In fact, it's replaced your thoughts of God. And the Lord tells us that nothing should come before him. So I'm talking real serious to you today, and I'm stepping on some toes. From nerd clusters to monsters to porn to cough, whatever it is that's become something you have to have in your life, that I'm encouraging you today to take a look at your life. Now, some of these things are sin, but some aren't. Maybe it's time that you clean out that junk drawer. Maybe you've got a drawer that's just junky, and it's time to purge. It's time to clean. Maybe it's a closet that you walk by and you just shut the door because it's just so junky. But don't you want peace in your home? So I'm encouraging you today to look at your life from the littlest thing to the biggest thing. Maybe you're spending too much time on social media. Maybe it's taking the place of the time that you need to be spending with the Lord. Because friend, you can be scrolling and look up and 2 hours has gone by. But did you give God 2 hours of your time? I know I'm talking tough today, but the Lord dealt with me about some things, and I'm just passing it on to you. That maybe we need to look at some things in our life and start cleaning those things up. 1 Corinthians 6:12 in the Passion, it says, it's true that our freedom allows us to do anything, but that doesn't mean that everything we do is good for us. I'm free to do as I choose, but I choose to never be enslaved to anything. Never be enslaved to anything. So again, coffee, Monster energy drinks, candy, a junky drawer. That's not sin. That's not bad. You're still going to heaven. But it's anything that we feel enslaved to, that we have to have, or anything that's keeping us, clogged up, that anything that we feel we need to purge, then I'm asking you today to take a few minutes after this is done. Just close your eyes and think about it and say, Lord, is there something in my life that I'm thinking too much about? Is there something I need to clean up in my life? Is there something I need to purge or remove? Is there somewhere in my house I need to clean up? I've been ignoring that and I need to clean it up. Then I'm encouraging you today to listen to what I'm saying. Don't just be a hearer of what I'm saying, but be a doer and apply this in your life today, because I know if you're like me, then you want everything that God has for you. And you don't want anything stopping you and clogging you up from the blessings that he has for you. Now this, again, I just want to stress, this is not sin. But I just wanted to make a point to God that I can put that down, that you're more important to me, that I'm not going to be enslaved to anything. I've done it many times. I've just, bam, got off of social media and said, I'm not even looking on Facebook. I'm not looking on Instagram. I'm not doing social media. I will not be enslaved to that thing. So I ask you today to just look in your life if there's something, from the littlest thing to the deepest, darkest thing. And there's another point I want to make. Maybe there's some offense in your heart towards another person that's deep down in there. You smile and you look good, but maybe there's this deep, dark, ugly thing down on the inside of you that you've been hanging on to. And maybe you didn't do anything. Maybe it wasn't your fault. And you've held on to that thing for a really long time. I'm encouraging you today to get free of the junk, to get it out. Get once and for all, get every part of it out. Maybe you've gone to God about it before and you say, yeah, I've forgiven them. But when you hear their name mentioned, do you get that icky feeling on the inside? Then you haven't completely let it go. So today I'm talking to you about purging and cleaning up, from the junk drawer to the offense in your heart. If there's anything that's stopping you and blocking you, because that's all it is, all those little things are stopping you from what God has for you up ahead. You know, I'm just at that place in my life, from the junk drawer to my heart to, I don't want anything having a hold on me, enslaving me. And that's just where I'm at today, is that anything that's going to keep me from what God has for me. And he's so awesome that he said, Jerry, take care of these things. And then he answered my question about the other things. So sit down with him for a few minutes today. After this, don't just close it out and keep scrolling. Sit down for a few minutes after this and just close your eyes and just pray and say, Lord, is there anything? And I know at least one thing's going to come up. You're going to know, okay, I got to put that down. I got to set it aside. It may not be a forever thing. It may be something just to prove to God that I'm not enslaved to this thing, and prove to the enemy I'm not enslaved to this thing, that Jesus is number one in my life. But it might be even a little bit deeper. It may be that addiction we talked about. It may be that offense we talked about. And if that's you today, then I ask you to just release that, take it, lay it at the feet of Jesus, and never pick it up again. In Jesus' name. I hope that you've been blessed by this. And next week, I want to talk to you about starting where you're at. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again next Friday.